Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a full body Pilates routine which is going to help you flow and articulate through your spine so we can improve our postural alignment, core strength, and gentle toning throughout the entire body. Now if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button so you never miss my weekly workouts every single Monday. So you don't need anything for this workout, just yourself and your mat. And let's begin in 4-point kneeling. We're going to start with your hands under shoulders and knees underneath your hips. We're just going to begin in an angry cat and cow. So we're going to exhale, scoop the belly in and up around through the spine, drawing your shoulder blades apart. Then inhale, release and look forward to cow, lengthening out those abdominals and sliding your shoulders down and back. Exhale, scoop the belly in and up, rounding through the spine, drop chin to chest. Inhale, release, look forward to cow. Do your best to ripple through the spine, trying to work through any sticky spots. Good, let's just do 2 more like this in your own time. Good, then bring it back to center. So find your neutral spine, and I want you to reach your left hand up to the ceiling and go ahead and thread the needle, reaching that left hand underneath your right shoulder, bringing your left shoulder down to the floor. Press out of that right hand and reach that left hand back up to the ceiling. So we're finding that nice rotation through the spine. Reach through and reach that left hand back up to the ceiling one more time. Press out of it, and then release that left hand down. We'll change sides, so our right hand will reach up to the ceiling. And then go ahead and thread your needle, reaching through. Press out of it, reach that right hand up to the ceiling. Thread your needle, reaching that right hand through that left shoulder, and bringing that right shoulder to the floor. Press out of it, and we'll do one more full rotation here, seeing if we can reach a little further. And pressing out of it and bringing it back into 4-point kneeling. Now this time we're going to take our bird dog. So we're going to reach your right hand and left foot forward and back. We're going to reach it up, and then we're going to pull elbow to knee and stretch it out long. Pull elbow to knee, stretch it out long. Keep pressing through your left palm and pinky finger. Bring it in and out. Now if you want a little bit more, you're going to round through the spine as you bring that elbow and knee together, scooping that belly in and up, working through that hip stability here. And last one. Reaching it out long. Now I want you to reach your arm and leg on a long diagonal line, so we reach to the corners of the room and back through center. Reach to the corners of the room and back through center. Now do your best to keep this in one flat line. Try not to wiggle and wobble as you do this. We're gonna do 4 more. And 3. Press out of that left palm. 2. Last one, hold it on a diagonal line. Take little pulses up and squeeze. Pulse up and squeeze. You got this for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back through center. Lower the right hand down, but keep the left foot lifted. We're gonna go into our push-ups. We're gonna soften the elbows, drop your chest to the floor, reaching your left leg long and up behind you. Exhale, press out of it. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, press out of it. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. We have 2 more. And last one. Press out of it, bring it back into your neutral position. Now we're gonna flex the heel, bring that heel into your glutes, point and stretch it long. Flex and bend, point and stretch. Flex and bend, point and stretch. In and out. In and out. You have 4 and 3. 2 more. Last one, hold it here and pulse it up to the ceiling, little pulse, and squeeze. Pulse it up and squeeze for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Good. Stretch that leg nice and long. Lower it down. Now from here, we're going to lift this underneath knee. We're going to lift it up, lower it down, then lift your left foot up, lower it down. Lift your right knee up and down, then lift the left foot up and down. Keep pressing through your palms and pinky fingers. You have 4 more. And 3. And 2. And last one. And lower that foot back down. Come down onto your right forearm. So from here, we're going to lift that left foot again. We're going to bend that left knee and bring it back behind us. So we're in this attitude position. We're gonna reach it back, and then we're gonna kick it side. We're gonna reach it back and sweep it side. Kick back, sweep side. Kick back, sweep side. So you really feel that opening through the hip, squeezing into the glutes. And last one, hold that foot out to the side and see if you can do little pulses, up and squeeze, up and squeeze, up and squeeze, up and squeeze for 4, 3, flex the foot and pulse it forward, pulse and squeeze for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep it back and bring that knee back in. Go ahead and sit yourself back into your shell stretch. Just release for a moment, and if your wrists are starting to get a little sore, just go ahead and circle them around a few times. Roll yourself back up, and we come back into 4-point kneeling. Hands under shoulders, knees under your hips. This time we start with our left hand and right foot to reach forward and back. We lift it up, and then we're gonna pull elbow to knee and stretch it long. Pull elbow to knee and stretch it long. Keep pressing through your palm and pinky finger. And if you want a little bit more, you're going to round through the spine as you bring it in and extend back out. Round through the spine, scoop that belly in and up, finding that C curve. Good, reaching it long. Now we're gonna reach it onto the diagonal line and bring it back through center. Reach to your diagonal line, bring it back through center. You have 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1 to hold your diagonal line. Little pulses, up and squeeze, lift and lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back through center. Lower your left hand down. Now we're gonna soften your elbows, drop your chest to the floor, and then press back out of it for your push-up. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Inhale, lower, exhale to lift. Inhale down and up. Last one. And up. Hold it here. You're going to flex your right foot, bring the heel into your glutes, point, stretch it away. Flex and bend, point and stretch. Flex and bend, point and stretch. For 4, for 3, and 2, and 1. Hold that heel up to the ceiling, pulse it up, and lift, and lift. Little squeeze for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch that leg long, lower the toe down, and we're gonna lift the left knee up. So we squeeze, lift, lower, lift your right foot up and down. Left knee up, down, lift your right leg. Knee up, down, lift, and lower. 4 more here, 4 more. And 3, and 2. Last one. Good, hold that leg up here. We're gonna come down onto your left forearm and you're going to bend your right knee. We're going to just angle ourselves to the side a little bit, bringing that foot back behind us, bend it, and then kick it out to the side. We bend it back behind us and sweep it out to the side. Bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it out to the side, pulse it, up and squeeze, up and squeeze, up and squeeze, up and squeeze. For 4, 3, 2, flex the foot and pulse it forward. Little squeeze, little squeeze. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, sweep it back and release it down. Bring that knee in. Go ahead and sit yourself back into your shell stretch. Just release those glutes. Good, let's roll all the way onto our front now. You're going to bend your knees, bring your heels together, and bring your arms into a goalpost position out to your sides. We're going to start by squeezing those heels together. So imagine you have a piece of paper in between your heels. Squeeze and then lift your thighs off the floor so you engage hamstrings and glutes. And then release your heels down. Squeeze and lift. Release and lower down. So we're just trying to use those hamstrings and glutes. So if your lower back is starting to grip, give yourself a moment, shake it out, just let it release. Tuck that tailbone under a little bit more and pull your belly button away from the mat as you lift those heels up to the ceiling. Squeeze to lift and lower. Squeeze and lift and lower. Let's do 4 more like this. And we're gonna add the upper body as well. So you're gonna squeeze and lift those thighs and forearms. Squeeze your elbows to your waistline. Release and lower. We lift. Squeeze your elbows to your waistline. Release and lower. Lift. Squeeze down. Release and lower. So working the entire posterior chain as we do this here. Hamstrings, glutes, all those muscles down your spine and your lats. So we're really working down the sides of your back. We have 2 more here. And last one. And release. Go and extend your legs long. So they're right underneath your sit bones. Bring your hands underneath your forehead. Glue your hands to your forehead. And we're just gonna keep the island looking down at the mat. So if you tuck that tailbone under, pull your belly button into your spine, we're going to lift and lower. Just a little hover off the floor. Lift and lower. Just trying to use those upper back extensors. Lift and lower. If it's too much, bring your hands underneath your shoulders to just help you lift and lower. 4 more here. 3. Now if your hands are down, you stay here and you keep going with these. But if your hands are connected to the forehead, you're gonna hold and lift and you're gonna rock yourself side to side, tapping one elbow to the floor and then the other. So we're in this long dart position. Keep those feet connected to the floor. You have 4 more. And 3, 2, and a 1. Bring it back through center, lower it down, hands under the shoulders. Take your feet wider, let your heels drop inward. Now imagine you have a little marble underneath your nose. You're just gonna roll that marble away, press into your palms, and peel your chest off the mat. Inhale, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift yourself up, press those palms into your mat, and press those shoulders down and back. And slowly release it back down. Finding that extension. We still don't want to sink into the lower back, so keep drawing those abs in and up. Trying to reach longer and grow taller through the spine. Now you can either keep doing these here, or if you feel quite comfortable and confident in your swan stretch, and you can feel like you could hold this position with your back extensors, go ahead and reach those hands forward, take it into your swan dive. Forward and back. Good, just 2 more. And go ahead and release yourself down. And then send your hips to your heels, come back into your shell stretch. roll yourself all the way up, and let's flip onto our booty. And bring your hands behind your hips, fingertips facing forward. Now from here, we're just going to lift our hips up, opening up to the chest and the collarbones, and go ahead and tap your hips down. Lift your hips up, squeeze those glutes, opening up to the chest and collarbones. Release it back down. Lift, open up, and release. Try and lift those hips a little higher each time, and release. Now we're gonna add your triceps. We're going to lift, add a tricep dip, stretch, tap back down, lift, bend and stretch, lower and lift, bend and stretch, lower and lift, bend and stretch, lower and lift. Lift, open up the chest, and release your hips down. Go ahead and extend those legs long. Reach those arms up to the ceiling and reach up and forward over your toes. Go ahead and give yourself a little stretch forward here. And roll yourself all the way back up. All right, we're going to bend our knees, feet flat on the floor. We're going to reach our hands forward over your toes, taking your eye line through your knees. You're going to exhale to roll back. And inhale, roll forward. Exhale, roll back, back, back. Onto the back of those sit bones, and then inhale, roll forward. Keeping those shoulder blades sliding down the back the whole time. Finding that C curve through your spine. Keeping your feet on the floor. And roll yourself all the way back up, and we'll take it into an obliques roll back, sweeping one arm back behind you and back up through center. Scoop, tuck, roll yourself back and lift. Scoop, tuck to roll back and lift. Last one. All the way back up. Go ahead and hold on to the back of your thighs as you release yourself down. Roll yourself all the way down and bring your feet in. We're gonna glide your bottom ribs to hips. You connect your lower back into the mat. Now we're gonna lift one leg up to tabletop and then the other. Hands will reach up to the ceiling, and we're gonna press the right thigh away and in. Press the left thigh away and in. You're gonna use that exhale to press the thigh away. Now, if you can, go ahead and add that opposite arm to leg, reaching it away and in, reaching it away and in. Keeping your lower back gently pressing into the mat. If it starts to arch, you've taken your arm and leg a little too far. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, hands come down. You're just gonna press your thighs away and bring those knees into your chest. Press them away and bring them in. Press away, bring them in. Press out and in. If you want a little more, press away. And give me a tiny little reverse curl so you're getting ready for rollover prep. So lower your hips down with just as much control as you have lifted your hips up. Good, holding it here. Knees will stay bent. Hands will come out to the side. Now from here, you're going to drop your knees over to one side. Inhale, and exhale to bring them back up through center. Inhale them over to the other side,
and exhale them back up through center. Do your best to keep those shoulders on the floor the entire time. Inhale over, exhale lift, inhale over, and exhale lift. Now, if you want to add a little bit more, go ahead and stretch those legs long on that diagonal line, and then bring them back through center. Reach over, stretch, and bend. Exhale them back up through center. Inhale over, stretch, bend, and lift. Exhale over, stretch, bend, and lift. Now you can either stay with those first two options, or if you want to advance a little bit more, go ahead and stretch those legs long, take them up and over to one side, and back through center for your full tick-tock, side to side. Those long legs are a little heavier, so those obliques are really going to need to switch on to get your feet back up through center. Okay, let's do two more here. And last one. Lovely, bring those hands back down by your side. And now we're gonna go into our full roll over. So we're going to stretch those legs long and lift up for rollover prep. Stretch long and lift. Stretch long and lift. And if you feel good, stretch long, lift and roll those toes overhead, tapping them to the floor, and then slowly melting back down, releasing one vertebra at a time. Lower and lift. And we'll just do one more. And then from here, you go ahead and bend your knees in. I want you to reach your hands towards your ankles. Inhale, exhale, curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the floor. You're going to reach your arms and legs long, and then circle your arms around and into your ankles. Reach those arms and legs long, and then circle those arms around and in. So it's like you're taking a top hat off your head, and you're going to circle it around to your ankles. Reach long, circle it in. Keep your lower back pressing into the floor. Circle it in. Reach long, circle it in. Last one, hold, and circle it in, hold. Let's take it into single leg stretch, and change, and change, and change. Now, if you feel good, you keep your head, neck, and shoulders lifted off the mat. If you need to have a little breather, pop your head down. Make sure you're breathing. Curl up a little higher if you can. Getting those shoulder blades just off the floor for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Bring your right knee in. Hold on to it as you lower your head down. Hands will come down to the floor. We're gonna take a stacked sag, so we're gonna lower those legs and lift. Lower your legs and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift for 4 and 3. Keep the lower back pressing to the mat. 2 and 1. Good. Quick change, other side. Lower and lift. Lower and lift for 4 and 3, 2. We're gonna go back into your single leg stretch. So we're gonna inhale, exhale, curl head, neck, and shoulders off the floor, and bring it back to single leg stretch, and change, and change. Now you can either stay here or bring those hands to your head and add a rotation. Twist, twist, twist. So we're getting into those obliques. Now I want you to feel like you're painting rainbow up and around, up and around, up and around with your chest. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, lower your head down. All right, let's hug those knees into your chest. Give a little rock forward and back a few times. Massaging that lower back into the floor. Roll yourself all the way up. And we're gonna find our balance on our sit bones. So from here, Shift your weight onto the back of the sit bones. Hover one foot off the floor, lift the other foot. Knees can stay together, but if you get grippy in the hip flexors, just open those knees out so you're in a gentle turnout with your hips. You're going to inhale, roll back to your shoulder blades, and exhale, come up to your sit bones. Inhale, roll back to your shoulder blades. Exhale, come up to your sit bones. So knees are closed or open. It just depends on you, whatever you prefer. Now try to make this movement as small as you can. Try not to kick those feet overhead. And remember to keep your back in this nice C curve. We are trying to roll like a ball. And if you go to a flat back, you won't get back up because boxes don't roll. So, last two, and last one. And release. All right, let's come onto your side now. So from here, you're going to come down into your forearm, bend your knees with your feet underneath your hips. From here, we're gonna take this top arm, reach it up overhead, and lower it down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Now, if you're a beginner, you're going to keep your hips down. You're just going to lift your top knee up and down for a clam, pressing out of that forearm so you don't sink into the shoulder. If you feel good, go ahead and lift those hips up and keep that leg moving. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1 to add an extension. So you're going to kick, bend, and tap it down, lift. Kick, bend, tap it down, lift. Two more. And last one. To release those hips down. Go ahead and separate those legs, come up and over for a mermaid stretch. Good, to release. All right, let's just come through center before we do the other side. We're just going to cross your arms and sit up tall like a genie of the lamp. We're gonna take 3 twists to the right. You're gonna go 3, 2, 1. Bring it back through center to the left. 3, 2, 1. And back through center. So that strong exhale is what is going to twist you side to side. When we exhale, we are engaging those obliques, and that is what twists us. So think about sitting up tall on those sit bones and grow taller each time you rotate and twist, like you're going up a spiral staircase. Keep those shoulders pressing down and back. Last one. And release back through center. Just reach your hands forward. Now you're gonna pull one elbow back behind you and then release it forward. Pull the other elbow back behind you, release forward. So a little bow and arrow twist, gliding that shoulder blade around the back of the rib cage. We want it to glide flat, so you're opening up through your chest and your collarbones, thinking about that beautiful posture. Opening up as you sit up taller each time you twist. We have 2 more. And the last one. Bring it back through center and release those hands down. Now let's come onto the other side. You're gonna come down into your form, bend your knees. Your feet will be underneath your sit bones here. Now we're just gonna lift our hips up, lower it down, working into that waistline, and gently finding a lateral flexion through your spine. Good, so you're gonna hold it here and just lift that top knee up and down. Lift and lower for your clam. Lift and lower. Make sure you're not sinking into this shoulder. Keep pressing out of it. And if you're a little bit more advanced, go ahead and lift that hip. Keep it going here. And then we're going to add an extension, so we're going to lift, kick, bend, and tap down. Lift, kick it, bend it, tap it down. Remember, you can do the whole thing with your hips down on the floor. Just watch that you don't sink into that shoulder, no matter what position you're in. Let's do 2 more. Good. Lift higher and release. Lower it down. Separate your legs and press out of it. Lift up and over for a mermaid stretch. And release. Let's go ahead and cross your legs one last time. So from here, we're gonna have our hands out to the sides. We're gonna sit up tall and we're just going to sweep your fingertips forward, rounding through the spine. Then we're gonna sweep our hands back behind you, and as we roll ourselves up, we're gonna lift your chest up and take your gaze up and forward to where your wall meets your ceiling. Then bring those hands back through center. Eye line comes into neutral. Then we're going to round through the spine. Drop your chin to your chest, spreading those shoulder blades apart, sweeping those arms around back behind you as you come through center, and then hands behind you, and you lift the chest for a gentle upper back extension and bring it back through center. So a few of these starting to flow a little bit quicker in your own time. Good, last one. And bring it back through center. Well done, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that full body Pilates routine. Let me know how you got on in the comments below, and I can't wait to see you on our next session. Remember to hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications on so you never miss my weekly workouts every single Monday. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and for full-length exclusive workouts, you can head over and find me and support my channel on Patreon. Thanks for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next time. Good work today, guys. Bye-bye.